A little boy with a cast on his arm walked into the Hells Angels clubhouse, and what he asked next made every biker freeze. The boy who walked into FRA crashed down on the old industrial street of Ridgewood, like someone had ripped open the sky. Harley stood outside the Hells Angels clubhouse, chrome wet, engine still warm from the ride. Inside, the place hummed with low laughter, clinking glasses, and the deep growl of Reaper's voice telling a road story. Then the door creaked. Everyone turned. Standing in the doorway was a boy, maybe 12, maybe younger, with a fractured arm wrapped in a dirty cast, a backpack hanging off one shoulder, and eyes so exhausted they looked older than anyone in the room. He was soaked from head to toe. His voice trembled, but he didn't hesitate. "Sir, can I work here?" The room went silent. Reaper's brow creased. Ghost froze mid-sip. Tank stepped forward like he couldn't believe what he was hearing. The boy swallowed hard, shivering in the doorway. What did you say, kid?" Reaper asked. The boy tightened his lips. "Please? I can clean the bikes, sweep the floor, do anything. I just need a job." Reaper walked closer, kneeling to reach the boy's height. "Why's your arm broken?" he asked softly. The boy didn't answer. Not yet. Not until he stepped further inside and let the door close behind him, shutting out the world, shutting out the rain, shutting out whatever life he had run from. And in that dim clubhouse light, the boy whispered something that made every biker's throat tighten. But not yet, because before he spoke, he fainted. Right into Reaper's arms, the secret, the boy HI'd to Tank. Rushed over. Ghost grabbed a towel. The Angels lifted the boy gently onto the old couch near the heater. His cast was cracked. His shirt was ripped. There were bruises around his shoulder and dirt under his nails. Reaper cursed softly. "What kind of monster lets a kid wander around like this?" he muttered. The boy stirred awake. Reaper knelt again, gentler this time. "Kid, what's your name?" He hesitated. "Evan." Ghost asked, "Who broke your arm, Evan?" Evan looked away, tears forming. "Is your dad hitting you?" Tank asked bluntly. Evan shook his head. Reaper softened his voice. "Then who?" The boy's voice cracked. "My stepfather. He threw me down the stairs. He said I wasn't worth food if I wasn't strong. So I left." Ghost clenched his fists. Tank looked like he was about to kick down somebody's door. Reaper inhaled sharply. "And why did you come here?" he asked. Evan looked him in the eyes. With all the courage a broken boy could gather, he whispered, "Because everyone in town says the Hells Angels protect the weak. I thought maybe you protect kids too." That sentence hit Reaper harder than any punch ever had. The whole room went silent. IT was Ghost who finally spoke. "You came to the right place, kid." The job that changed Evie Watanji the next morning. Evan woke up smelling coffee and bacon. Tank handed him a plate. Ghost fixed his cast with supplies from the first aid cabinet. Reaper sat near him. "You really want to work, Evan?" Reaper asked. The boy nodded quickly. "Yes. I don't want charity. I want to earn my stay." Reaper admired that. "All right," Reaper said finally. "You work here, but not because you owe us anything. You work because you're family now." The boy froze at F family. He didn't even remember the last time he heard that word. Ghost ruffled his hair. Tank brought him a jacket 3 sizes too big. And for the first time in his life, Evan smiled a real smile. The first bike he ever took, Reaper took Evan outside of the line of Harleys. "You see this one?" Reaper said, pointing to a steel gray beast of a motorcycle. "This is mine, and I'm trusting you to clean it." Evan swallowed nervously. "Me? You." The boy approached the bike slowly, reverently, like he was touching the surface of the moon. He wiped the chrome carefully, polished the tank, cleaned the wheels. Reaper watched, arms crossed. Ghost whistled. "Kid's got talent." Tank nodded. Look at that attention to detail. Reaper smiled proudly, but Evan wasn't smiling now. Instead, he looked serious, focused, determined, like he wasn't just cleaning a bike, like he was rebuilding his entire life the night the monster already that night, as the Angels were preparing dinner. Someone slammed their fist against the clubhouse door. Hard. Reaper opened it. Standing there was a man with a beer bottle in one hand and hatred in his eyes at Evan's stepfather. "I'm here for the kid," he snarled. Reaper's jaw clenched. "You ain't taking him. That's my son." "He's not your son," Reaper growled. Ghost stepped behind him. Tank cracked his knuckles. The man raised his bottle threateningly. He's mine. And if he doesn't come out, you'll what? Tank barked. Before the stepfather could say another word, Evan appeared behind Reaper. No. Evan said softly, I'm not going back. His stepfather laughed cruelly. You think these bikers care about you? They'll throw you out the minute you're not useful. Reaper stepped forward, face cold as steel. Evan's part of us now, and if you ever try to hurt him again, you'll answer to all of us. The stepfather spat on the ground. This isn't over. He walked away into the night, but he shouldn't have, because he didn't know. The Hells Angels had just declared war. It wasn't on bikes.it was on him. The brotherhood that fought for about weeks. The Angels protected Evan. Tank walked him to school. Ghost waited outside the bakery where Evan bought morning buns. Reaper, who never smiled easily, smiled every time Evan laughed. Evan helped clean the bikes, swept the place, washed dishes, and kept a little notebook where he recorded every task. I don't ever want to be useless, he told Reaper. Kid, Reaper replied, you were never useless. Someone just made you believe that. The boy's eyes softened, and little by little he healed. His arm healed, his spirit healed, his heart healed. The day everything changed in one afternoon, Evan didn't return from school. Tank panicked. Ghost rode through every street. Reaper interrogated the whole neighborhood. Finally, they found a witness, a woman who had seen Evan being forced into a car, the car that matched his stepfather's. Reaper didn't waste a second. He grabbed his helmet. Everyone saddle up, he ordered. We're bringing Evan home. The Harleys roared like thunder as the Hells Angels took off. Ghost spotted the car first. Tank cut off the exit. Reaper smashed the driver's door open. Evan was inside, crying, his stepfather holding him by the collar. Let him go. Reaper roared. The man lifted a wrench, but Tank grabbed his wrist midair and twisted until the wrench clattered to the ground. Ghost yanked Evan free. Reaper pinned the man to the hood of the car. Ever touch this kid again, Reaper growled. You'll pray the police get to you before we do. The stepfather's face went pale. The Angels turned the man into the police. Child Services got involved. Restraining orders were placed. Evan was free. Truly free at the gift that made Evan CRY a month later. The Angels threw Evan a surprise. They led him outside to the back alley. There, sitting in the middle of the lot, was a small custom-built mini bike, painted in silver and black, with a tiny Hells Angels logo on the side. For me? Evan whispered. Reaper nodded. You earned it. Evan burst into tears, big, shaking tears he'd been holding inside for years. He hugged Reaper, then Ghost, then Tank. You guys gave me a home, he cried. Nobody ever wanted me before. Tank put a hand on his shoulder. Kid, we didn't give you a home. Reaper knelt again. You rebuilt your own home. We just gave you space to do it. The boy who grew into a legend years passed. Evan never left the Hells Angels, and he became their youngest mechanic in training. He restored bikes, learned the trade, learned brotherhood, learned loyalty, learned strength. Not the violent kind, but the kind that came from love. Everyone in town, once afraid of the Angels, now saw them differently. Because a boy with a broken arm, that a boy who walked in asking for a job, that a boy who changed an entire brotherhood. And in the end, Evan didn't just work with the Hells Angels, that he became one. Backhand Index Boing Right. If you enjoyed this emotional biker story, make sure to subscribe to Bikers Hype and like and share this video with your friends. Backhand Index Boing Right. And if you truly love the Hells Angels and their protective brotherhood, share this video and help us reach our target of 1,000 subscribers. Now prove your love. Fire.